Tonight, construction continues on a new quarantine facility in Port Augusta, and a new era for wireless education system, with the new high school opening to students.
From our 7 Spencer Golf Studios, your nightly news with John Hunt begins now.
Good evening. After being criticised for the handling of COVID-positive APY Lands residents, SA Health is constructing emergency shelters for the vulnerable group. The new Port Augusta facility is said to have better infection control and living conditions.
A safer place for Port Augusta. After a spike in COVID infections last week, SA Health has changed tack with a new facility being built. However, further concerns have been raised after the discovery of discarded PPE in Devonport last week.
Around the Aboriginal community in Port Augusta, that there is used personal protective equipment that's been used by people who have been involved with testing and other COVID procedures just scattered around the community.
SA Health telling 7 Spencer Golf News that they are investigating the issue. Meanwhile, the establishment of an alternative quarantine facility has taken place on the west side of the city.
What do you do for people that don't have a home, don't have a place to isolate? So we are addressing that in Port Augusta. There is a facility being built at the moment for specifically that.
Devonport community members thankful for the improvements.
Don't matter where they're from, who they are, what colour. They need help.
There's a place for them to go. They will be fed, they will be housed, they will be looked after for the time of their isolation.
Neighbouring residents were advised about the changes last Thursday. Various tents and shower pods have been erected on the site.
SA Health is providing somewhere else for them to go in Port Augusta so that they can be looked after.
Edward McCarroll, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Elective surgeries in the Spencer Gulf will soon resume as the government eases pandemic restrictions across the state. Restrictions were put in place last month due to a spike in frontline health workers being placed into isolation due to COVID-19. The ban will be lifted over the next 4 weeks and monitored regularly, with child elective surgery already resuming. Surgery in country areas will restart on February 7, with a full rollout by the end of the month. Clive Palmer says he is considering legal action after a United Australia Party function was shut down in Port Lincoln. Supporters had gathered to meet the party's candidate for Grey at the federal election. Our reporter Henry Millick was there and has the story.
Drama unfolded around 6 p.m. here at the Port Lincoln Hotel last night, with uniformed police called to the venue where an event held by the United Australia Party was taking place. The event came crashing down after staff reported its patrons to police for not complying with COVID directions. The party, however, wasn't over, with the gathering moved to the reserve across the road.
Because our patrons, so we've got about 80 people in attendance, were not wearing masks, and they believe that some of the attendees had not QR scanned in when they attended, that essentially we were left with no choice but to vacate the premise.
In a statement, police say that the group were given an opportunity to comply with COVID rules. However, they chose to subsequently relocate without incident. Mr Arvon, who is the party's lead Senate candidate, also taking aim at the major parties.
This is just another sign that the Liberal-Labor duopoly are making it incredibly hard for real people who are running for the United Australia Party to compete and share our message.
Hotel management declined to comment on the incident. Party leader Clive Palmer taking to social media, tweeting that he is considering legal action over the incident. The party says the next Meet the Candidates session will be held in Mount Gambier.
A new educational chapter has begun in Whyalla, with the city's high school students starting at the new college this morning. After close to 16 months in the making, staff say the secondary college is ready to serve the community.
A historical and exciting first day for the staff and students of Whyalla's newest school. Students in grades 7, 8 and 12, the first to walk through the doors, ushering in a new era of learning in the city.
Oh, look, I've been waiting for this day for about 16 months, so it's just absolutely amazing to see all of these students walking in.
The $100 million facility replacing Whyalla, Edward John Eyre and Stewart High Schools. It's designed to accommodate 1,500 students, with 48 places available for students living with a disability.
There were times where I was wondering if we were ever going to hit the start of term 1, but it's actually here now, and I'm overwhelmed.
It was also a big day for grade 7 students, who will be the first cohort to do their entire secondary education at the new school.
That's got lots of classrooms, and you get to know where you go so you don't get lost every time. Very good. I'm a little excited but scared, but I'm really happy to be in this new school. I'm happy to meet new people and see how kind they are.
Year 12 students say finishing their formal education at this modern facility is a bonus before they step out into the real world.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good. Definitely be able to make new friendships and see how it goes. Hopefully it runs smoothly, which I reckon it will. They put a lot of planning into it.
A formal school opening will be held at a later date. Mark Zita, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Still to come tonight, we take a look at how the rest of the region's schools mark the return of class, and a Broken Hill distillery gains international attention. Welcome back. The new school year started in different ways across South Australia, with Year 7s moving to high school, while COVID-safe learning also began. In a staggered start to the year, many students will work from home, while those in high school classes are now wearing masks.
Lunches packed and pencils ready. Today was the first day back at school for many of the state's public school students. At Port Augusta Secondary School, many returned to familiar and now COVID-safe facilities.
Our students are settling in, our Year 7s and 8s, and our Year 12s have all been here this morning and settled back in.
An estimated 35 to 40% of the state students have returned to learning, while the rest are due back in a fortnight.
The courtyard this morning was full of students, socially distancing, and they were all ready to go.
As well as a staggered return to the classroom, all high school students are now required to wear masks. Teachers confident they will follow the rules.
Our experience last year with mask wearing is that our students and staff were unbelievably compliant. It's never been a real issue, and if it is, we've always worked through it.
The Year 7 and 8 cohorts eager to jump into high school life.
It's exciting to be able to have more new opportunities and to do more things.
A joint mural project already helping them fit in.
So the mural that we did was to work with the primary schools, because they're all coming from Year 7 this year, and it's just to make them feel a part of our school and have something to show that they are here.
The art helping some to overcome first day nerves.
A bit nervous, but it's been going well since the morning.
Edward McCarroll, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
A TV antenna has come crashing down in Port Pirie this morning, missing a parked car by centimetres. Fire crews and SA Power Networks were called out to a house in Risdon Park at around 9 o'clock this morning, after reports of an antenna falling over due to extreme winds. The structure damaged nearby power lines and a fence, with MFS crews using a saw to remove the antenna from the road. Thankfully, no one was injured. Broken Hill Distillery has won gold and silver in 2 classes at this year's World Gin Awards, held in London last week. The brothers behind the distillery say they're pleased with the results, after working hard to create their masterpiece.
While the city was sleeping, Broken Hill Distillery was winning gold. Gunpowder Gin winning gold in the mature class and silver in the naval class. It is a great achievement considering the distillery only held its official opening in February 2020.
We knew we had a great product, but just to get it notified through the World Gin Awards was just, unbelievable.
Brothers Paul and Eric Hanna were notified of the results via email and are thrilled with the distillery's progress, each brand having a distinct flavour to suit the customer.
The naval class, well, it's got to be minimum 100 proof, which is 57%. So it's a bit strong for some people, but it just adds in more flavours.
The World Gin Awards are not the only awards the distillery will be entering this year, with the Australian Gin Awards also in their sights. And Gunpowder Gin won't be the only product they'll put forward, with their Far West and Silver City varieties also set to be entered.
Well, the recipe, it's with thanks to Steve Timms from Fossey. He's been a great mentor, and as you start in any new business, it's always good to have that expertise.
To get a hold of the gold-winning gin or the other products, visit the distillery's website. Joshua Mercer, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
2 major roads in Port Pirie are set to get paved footpaths and bicycle tracks in a move to make travelling easier and safer. Old trees and weeds will also be removed and replaced with native species to beautify the area.
It's time to kick up the dirt. New footpaths will be installed along 3 Chain and Pelham Road as a part of the council's plans to revitalise the town's entrances. The works along 3 Chain Road will see a shared foot and bike path installed from the intersection with Simpson Road, all the way down to Beach Road.
When you start looking, there's a few tracks that we've, cycling tracks and walking tracks that we've already got in Port Pirie, so we'll linkage those as well so that you'll be able to get around. And, you know, everyone that cycles, we want you to be as safe as possible.
Pelham Road was originally going to get a crusher path to make it easier for kids to walk and ride to school, but the council has decided to go one step further.
Members have decided they'd like to see a sealed riding path down there, and I think that's just adequate for us, considering, you know, that some of the problems that we do face.
Old trees, bushes and weeds will be removed in the areas to be replaced with several different species.
I guess, you know, some people aren't going to be happy with that, but at the end of the day, the trees that will be removed will be replaced with the same number of trees, but a more suitable tree and something that stays greener and looks a little bit more lush.
Work is expected to be completed by the end of the financial year. Christian Komenos, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Stay with us. Concerns raised for our region's netballers as academy trainings move to Adelaide. And a Port Pirie sports complex set for a renovation. Authorities are investigating 4 men after seizing a commercial quantity of abalone on the York Peninsula. Following a tip-off, police and fisheries officers attended the Port Minlacowie boat ramp. Police say they located 851 abalone, with 806 of them allegedly under the legal size limit. The men were interviewed by fisheries officers, with the investigations continuing. Netball SA has revamped its talent spotting process, with all training sessions to be now held in Adelaide. Local netballers have raised concerns for regional players who might struggle to make the trip.
A change to how young stars are identified. Netball SA has revamped its academy program, which will be centralised in Adelaide. The new format replacing the long-time running regional academy.
For the last 30 odd years since the program's inception, it's been always, all trainings have been regionally, predominantly in Woodner.
Not everyone agrees with the move, with regional players fearing they might miss out.
We've voiced concerns with Netball SA obviously, and yeah, we believe it's going to be more difficult from a cost and a time perspective for the kids regionally, and particularly Eyre Peninsula, who's got quite a tyranny of distance.
Eyre Academy coach Kylie Petherick is concerned the distance may be too big a commitment for young players. However, talks regarding a solution are ongoing.
I know Netball SA, they are listening to us and they are looking at ways and means that they can maybe, assist in the regional areas.
For now, the attention is turned to this year's association matches.
We're talking about association selection already and setting dates for that. So as far as we're concerned, it'll be season as normal and we really look forward to the commencement of netball.
Trials will be run over 2 days in late February. Henry Millick, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
The Senate Road complex will soon become Port Pirie's second sporting hub after more money was allocated to its upgrade. An extra $90,000 will go towards building a new set of cricket nets and a baseball diamond.
The grass is about to get a whole lot greener. The Senate Road Sports Complex will undergo a long-awaited renovation to bring a variety of different sports to the Oval. Mainly used for junior soccer, the grounds will now be able to host cricket, baseball, softball and larger community events.
That area we see as our secondary sporting complex, next door to Royal Oval. That'll go to a stage that we'll be able to hold junior soccer carnivals there and all that sort of stuff.
Cricketers will be spoilt for choice when they head to training, as new nets will be installed next to the oval, as well as more grass for baseball practice.
It is actually something that we will be proud of in the end, and looking forward to making sure that we have a lot more sporting carnivals and some of our sports people can actually turn around and practice to a higher level.
The Junior Soccer Association is extremely happy the toilet facilities will also get an upgrade after 30 long years.
I've been involved for 20 years, and in that time those toilets really haven't been up to scratch.
The Soccer League also pleased to see more sports at the complex and is looking forward to seeing the grounds being used all year round. Christian Komenos, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Stay with us after the break. We check what you can expect to pay at the petrol pump this week. And I'll have all the latest weather details. Hello again. Time now for our weekly look at the region's fuel prices. And drivers across the region can expect more pain at the pump as the cost of unleaded and diesel continues to soar. Here's Mark Zeta with this week's Fuel Watch.
Unfortunately, the news is not good for drivers across the Spencer Gulf, with prices continuing to rise again this week, closer to $1.70 per litre. As you can see, this is the second week in a row where average prices have risen across our viewing region. Broken Hill having the unenviable title of having the most expensive unleaded at $1.73 per litre. Prices in Whyalla and Port Augusta both sitting at $1.68 per litre. Not much relief as well in Port Pirie and Kadina, petrol selling there at $1.66 per litre. Port Lincoln is the place to be, the city having the cheapest unleaded fuel on the Eyre Peninsula. There's good news, however, if you're heading to Adelaide, prices there falling as they are at the lower end of the metropolitan price cycle. Unfortunately, it's the same story with diesel, with average prices generally sitting above $1.65 per litre. The most expensive is in Whyalla, where prices have risen 2 cents to $1.71. Diesel in Broken Hill seeing a 3 cent per litre increase, while Port Lincoln, like with unleaded, has the cheapest diesel at just below $1.66 per litre. There's good news for those driving cars with LPG autogas, with prices remaining steady across the board from last week. The only city that saw a price rise was in Whyalla, where autogas sells at close to $1.20 per litre. In our viewing region, Port Pirie, Port Lincoln and Broken Hill are selling the cheapest autogas. Port Augusta having the most expensive at $1.21, but a far cry from unleaded and diesel prices. Meanwhile, Adelaide has the cheapest autogas overall at just under $1 per litre. Remember, the figures shown are the average prices and do not reflect one particular outlet. And if you see fuel for cheaper, let us know through our Facebook page.
To the weather now, and Alex Sykes is away today, so I'll be taking you through the details. And the rain that plagued northern areas finally cleared, with dry conditions recorded across the region. From 3 p.m. today, Port Lincoln was 20, Port Pirie 26, Woodna reached 24, Whyalla and Broken Hill both hit 22, Coober Pedy 24, Kadina reached 20, and Adelaide was cloudy and 23 degrees. Taking a look at the satellite image now. Widespread cloud associated with a trough is generating areas of heavy rain over parts of northern and central SA. Skies are clearest in the far south with a building high. Moving on to tomorrow's weather outlook now, and on the Gulf waters. Southeast winds between 15 and 20 knots. Seas will be between 1.5 and 2 metres. The swell south to southwest reaching up to 1.5 metres. And there's a strong wind warning in place for parts of the Spencer Gulf and west coast. Looking at the temperatures now, and a mild day on the Eyre Peninsula. Port Lincoln reaching 23. Cleve can expect a top of 22 degrees. Woodner partly cloudy and 26. Further north in the upper Spencer Gulf, Whyalla will be mostly sunny and 25. Port Augusta a little warmer, 29 expected there. Kadina 26. Fine and sunny out east, Port Pirie reaching a warm top of 30, Clare 24, and Broken Hill will be sunny and 26 degrees. Taking a look further through the week now, and on Friday it will be much of the same in our region. Whyalla 27, Woodner, Port Pirie and Coober Pedy all having a region high top of 31 degrees. Kadina partly cloudy and 29. Port Lincoln a little cooler, 24 there. And if you're heading to Adelaide, you can expect a partly cloudy day. A much different weekend coming up compared to the last one. Port Augusta sunny and 34 on Saturday. Port Pirie and Woodner can expect the same conditions. Broken Hill 29, Port Lincoln 27, Coober Pedy reaching 33. And on Sunday, cloud will descend on parts of the region, but it will still be warm and dry. Port Augusta topping 35, Whyalla sunny and 32, 30 in Broken Hill, and Adelaide will be dry, partly cloudy and 33 degrees. It's good to see much nicer conditions for this weekend compared to the last. And that's all the news this Wednesday evening. Thanks for joining us. I'll have updates later, and we will return tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Until then, enjoy your evening. Good night.